Hello, Miss Bell's Algebra 2 class. I'm taking a look at this puzzle solve the quadratic equation, line puzzle by square roots. Let's take a look at the odd ones I'm going to go through with you. And what you are to do is to, once you solve the problem, take that dots and make a straight line with a straight edge ruler or something to the answer. And if it goes through, many of these do not go through, a number and a letter, but the numbers and the letters will match these. So, for instance, I'll give you the E there, and I forget which letter, which number and answer gave me that 3 and E. So it's probably one of the ones down here, like 5 or something like that. But anyways, that's how you're going to do it. Okay. So, in fact, I think it was 4. No, I forget which one it was. But anyways, yeah, it was 5. It was 5 that goes through E and 3, because 5, the answer to 5 is plus or minus 6. And I'll get to, how to solve these. Let's get started. So the first one, what you're going to do is you're going to divide both sides by -9. So that gives me a squared by itself. Negative 990 divided by -9 gave me that 110. I just take the square root of both sides to give me just a by itself. And the square root of 110 is just the square root of 110. So it's, plus or minus the 110. So the whole puzzle solving thing, number one, his answer is plus or minus 110, plus or minus 110. So you put that dot with that dot. And notice that along that straight line, so if I was to make a straight line, it doesn't connect any letters and numbers. So number one doesn't help you out at all as far as solving the puzzle, which I solved it, and it's very clever. It's very clever. So you'll want to see it also. So for number 3, you'll see that I already went ahead and I subtracted 12 from both sides for number 3. You just subtract 12 from both sides, subtract 12 here, subtract 12 here. You end up with x squared equals 65. So x equals plus or minus the square root of 65. So once again, making the straight line. I'm not going to do this for all of them because you could solve the puzzle yourself. Plus or minus 65, where is that one? Down here. So that one and number 3, same thing. You could see that it doesn't connect anything, so 3 doesn't help out at all either. Number 5, you'll see for number 5 that you have to divide by -4 both sides. So when I divide by -4, I get b squared by itself equals 36. The square root of b squared is b. The square root of 36 is plus or minus 6. This is where you got an answer. So plus or minus 36 is going to be right here. So 3 and E go together. So you see that 3 and E. So let me go ahead and draw the line. Sorry, it's going to be kind of ugly until I get there. Okay. So notice 3 and E. So that's how 3 is E. Just to give you an example of, where you're going to start getting these answers for the puzzle. Okay, so for 7, okay, I have to subtract 5 from both sides, or I'm sorry, add 5 to both sides because this is minus 5. And then not square root yet, I'm going to divide both sides by 4. The square root of 12 could be the square root of 4 times 3. I can bring out the 4, square root of 4 is 2, and 3 is still under the square root bracket. So b is going to equal plus or minus 2 square root of 3. For number 9, notice I added 9 to both sides first. So added 9 to both sides first. And then I divided by -8, and I got 34. So r is going to equal plus or minus the square root of 34, because you have to take the square root of that. For number 11, notice that I already added 3 to both sides, so that becomes 740. So I have 10b squared equals 740. Divide both sides by 10, I get 74. Square root of b squared is b. Square root of 74 is just, square root of 74, or plus or minus square root of 74. And we use plus or minus because, like if I go back up here, -6 times -6 could give me 36 when I took that square root. And a +6 and +6 give me 36 also. So remember, positives and negatives. Two negatives would make a positive, so that's why it could be a negative number. That was 11. Number 13. 13, notice I'm adding 7 to both sides. And when I do that, I get 621. If I take 621 divided by 9, I get 69. If I take the square root of both, I get x equals the square root of 69. So that would be 13 plus or minus square root of 69. 15, notice the number 15, I'm adding 7 to both sides. I add 7 to both sides. And when I add 7 to both sides, and then I also just went ahead and I got 376. Then I went and just divided by 8 both sides, and 376 divided by 8 is 47, and so the square root of 47 is going to be my answer, plus or minus square root of 47. 17, I'm going to have a subtraction of 3 on both sides first. And I've already done that. This becomes a fraction. I get 36 over 81. So if I take the square root of 36 over 81, I get square root of 36 is 6, square root of 81 is 9, so I get 6/9. Now I can reduce that fraction to 2/3. If I divide the top and the bottom both by 3, I get 2 over 3. So it's plus or minus 2/3. So that plus or minus 2/3 over here is where you're going to take 17. And you have another fraction in there. It's 1/2, but I think you'll see it when you get to that. Good luck with the other ones, and good luck in figuring out what the green grape said to the purple grape.